Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. It's evening here for me. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Anna and I am a manifesting mindset coach, and I help entrepreneurial women shift their perspectives about who they are in the world and teach them how to believe in themselves to be able to manifest whatever they desire. So I got itchy nose. I seem to have an itchy nose when I see other people with start to get itchy noses too. That must mean something. I don't know what it means. But what I'd like to share with you tonight is a huge topic. Now, I have a Journey to Manifesting official Facebook group, which you're invited to join. And there's a few questions that I ask people to answer. And one of the major issues or challenges that people have is self-love and acceptance. And this is something that I've been studying and learning for probably 15 to 20 years, because growing up, I had low self-esteem or practically no self-esteem. I just wanted to hide from the world. I didn't know how to fit into the world. I've always felt like I was a misfit and I didn't fit in. I didn't have a lot of friends, and I did not love myself, or I did not accept myself. I rejected myself in every way, to the point where I had a couple of nervous breakdowns and I was on antidepressants and all of that that horrible stuff. And when you're in that space, it's a horrible black hole. And so how did I then get out of that? So the way to get out of this, the way to get out of the black hole, or just really learning to love and accept yourself is, well, it is to love and accept yourself. That's the key to finding joy and happiness. We believe that attaining things on the outside world, that relationship, that job, that career, that money, we believe that anything on the external world is going to, hi Adam, how are you? Everything happens for a reason and a purpose, Adam. So it's all part of my evolution. And I've lost my train of thought. So we all think that attaining things on the outside world is going to fill up this hole, this emptiness that is within every one of us. There is we have different levels of it, but I truly believe that our soul knows where we've come from. Our soul remembers who we truly are. And I truly believe that coming down into this physical experience, even though it was a soul's choice, we've chosen to be here, we've chosen our path, our destiny, our family, etc. I really believe that we still, on a really deep level, we miss that. Now, have you ever seen a baby with a bad attitude? No, I've never seen a baby with a bad attitude. What you see is a baby, like 3 months old, when they start to smile, when they start to respond. They have no fear, they have no pain. They completely love and accept themselves. It's when we start to grow up, it's when we start to be taught that we're wrong, or that especially in school we're taught to compare ourselves. We're not achieving as high as this person or as high as that person. We're taught to compete. In sport, we're taught to compete. We are always taught through going through life that we are not good enough on some level. So no wonder there's an epidemic now in the Western world of people of suicide, and also people that are on antidepressants. It's incredible. And so why is this? Why are people losing touch with themselves? Why are we struggling to love and accept ourselves fully? Now, it's not until you go on a journey of self-discovery that you can start to find out who you truly are. And that was my journey. My journey was, well, how do I learn to love myself? How do I be happy in my own skin? And it was a process of, many courses, classes, education, always learning and growing and developing. So I've got a list of 13 things here, 13 steps, I've written them down, where you can learn to love and accept yourself. Now, this is a really good point. Now, us not loving and accepting ourselves is kind of like giving divinity a slap in the face, saying you've made a mistake. No, you're not a mistake. You are an incredible, amazing being born into this time-space reality. You are a part of the whole. You are an extension of the whole. How can you be anything less than magnificent? How can you be anything less than perfect? It's only in our conscious thinking, in our thoughts about ourselves, do we see the less than rather than the whole and the perfect. So here are some tips on how you can start to learn to love and accept yourself. I've been doing this for a very long time. So number one, make contact with your inner self. Make contact with your inner self. Who are you? Who are you as a spiritual being having this human experience? If your focus is on the external world the whole time, you will lose contact with your true self, your essence, your energy. So make contact with your inner self. Discover, who are you? What thoughts are you thinking? You need to love and nurture yourself as well. That's an internal dialogue, loving and nurturing yourself. So by us comparing ourselves to somebody else, saying they're better than me, that's exactly like the rose comparing itself to the gardenia. How can the rose compare itself to the gardenia? They're both incredible, beautiful beings from nature. Anything that has energy, that lives and dies and moves, etc., is a being, in my opinion. So a rose, how can a rose compare itself to a gardenia? You're doing that all the time. We're comparing ourselves to something else, or to other things that are of equal value and of equal importance than to us as us. So make contact with your inner self. Also, deal with your old wounds. This is another thing that I say. We collect experiences growing up. We collect experiences of where we felt not good enough, where we felt hurt, where we felt wounded, and we carry those memories, those thoughts as sacks on our backs. And then we move around through the world with this weight on our shoulders. No wonder we're struggling. No wonder we're not achieving what we want to achieve. No wonder we're collapsing on the couch at the end of the day, saying it's all too hard. Deal with the wounds, unpack that sack, deal with the wounds, and then let them go. Because if you carry the wounds, you cannot love and accept yourself fully, because you're carrying pain. You're carrying pain on your shoulders. So deal with old wounds. Forgive yourself. Number 3, forgive yourself and forgive your past. Now, so many of us have had horrible experiences growing up, but we've also got to remember that our parents or those that brought us up did the very best that they could with the information and the knowledge that they knew how. And if you knew how they grew up and their experience, we would then understand the cycle that keeps getting handed down and handed down and handed down. The cycle of dysfunction keeps getting handed down. So you've got to forgive yourself for things that you've done that you feel guilty about. You've got to forgive yourself for things that others may have done to you as well. And sometimes that's really hard, but if you understand the nature of reality, you will understand that nothing matters. You are a perfect spiritual being. And in the spiritual realm where you've come from, where we'll go back to, there is no right and there is no wrong. So essentially nobody can hurt you. It's just the journey on this physical plane that it appears that people can hurt you. So, but you've got to forgive your past and forgive yourself for any shortcomings or anything that you haven't done that you wanted to do. It's okay. Today is a new day. You start again. Number 4, this is a biggie. You've got to accept where you are right now. And part of that is about being in the present moment. Accepting where you are right now releases you, takes you off the hook. Takes you off the hook from this negative thinking or these negative emotions that you're feeling stuck where you are. But just take yourself, accept where you are right now, and it's like this energy just releases. If you accept where you are right now and know that everything is happening for a reason and a purpose, this moment is exactly as it should be. When you live like that, when you live from that perspective, you free yourself. So accept where you are right now. Whether you don't like your job, you don't like your relationship, you're struggling financially or whatever, you accept where you are right now and you just say to yourself, I am here for a reason and purpose, and this is serving me. When you look at it from that perspective, you release this attachment to anything having to be different other than what it is right now, okay? Because then you can work your way through that, but accept where you are right now. Number 5, practice being kind and patient. Now, because I've been doing this for a very long time, I love being kind and patient. Sometimes I don't really lose my patience that much. Hey, Em, I don't lose my patience that much. But if I do, it's very short and it's very momentary. So practice being kind, and that's kind to others, kind to yourself, being patient if you're waiting for somebody to do something, to write something, to get something. Like in the supermarket, for example, if someone's in front of you and they're taking a long time, what a divine opportunity for you to take some time out and relax. So practice being, it's all about perspective. So practice being kind and patient. Number 6, praise yourself. If you praise yourself, we don't praise ourselves enough because we expect others to praise us. But praise yourself. If you've done a great job of something, then pat yourself on the back. You are your greatest cheerleader. So praise yourself for any little things that you've done. Praise yourself if you've gone one day without eating that food that you said you weren't going to do. Praise yourself if you've gone for a walk. Praise yourself if you've done something great. If we wait for others to praise us, then yeah, you'll be disappointed. But praise yourself. And part of this one as well is that you've got to know that you are enough. Exactly as you are. In this moment, you are enough. You're a perfect divine creation. I touched on this a bit earlier. You're a perfect divine creation. If whatever your beliefs are in creation and God's source, God or source doesn't make mistakes. And so therefore you are created in the likeness and image, and you are incredible. And I've already talked about that. I'm going over that again. But it's really important. You are enough. And you can write in your mirror. I have this on my mirror in my bathroom in lipstick. I am enough. And every time I walk into my bathroom, I see that I am enough. It's a great reminder. It's a reminder for you to remember how amazing you are, that you are enough just as you are. What else? Number 7, allow yourself to have fun and laugh. I've got this girlfriend and we cackle when we're together. We're like children, and I love it. And I love connecting with her, and we just love getting together just because we know we're going to cackle. We know we're going to laugh ourselves silly. And I was at her place yesterday, and we were laughing about something that we laughed about probably 20 years ago when she was living in her apartment or in her townhouse. There was a skit on television, and and we still cack ourselves over that. It was so funny, but we're like that. You've got to laugh. You've got to have fun. If you get too serious, how are you going to love yourself through seriousness? You love yourself through laughter. You love and accept yourself through breezing through life and being in flow. Okay, so allow yourself to have fun and laugh, and get out and do that if you're not doing enough of that. Or watch a comedy. Put some comedy on. We've got this comedy that from Bosnia Herzegovina, I speak Croatian, and they're called Mujo and Haso, and we watch it over and over and over again because it's in another language, and it's just I excuse my French, I piss myself laughing still, even though I've watched those skits probably 100 times, because I give myself permission to laugh. Life becomes joyful when you do that, okay? You easily love and accept yourself because you let go of all your troubles, you let go of all your pain, you let go of all your hurt, and you're in the moment, and your body loves you when you laugh because you release amazing healing chemicals. Number 8, stop all criticism. How many times do you look in the mirror when you've put this, if you're a woman, you've put a dress on, or you've put pants on, if you're a guy or whatever, you look at yourself and you go, ugh. How many times do we do that? And that's women especially, we do that. I don't know, guys, if you do that, let me know, comment below. But women, most of the times we're hard on ourselves because we have this image to live up to, which is what, the magazines, etc. have done this to us poor women. We want to look and feel amazing according to somebody else's standards. But stop all criticism. We criticize ourselves for not having done what we wanted to do. We criticize ourselves for not having lost the weight we wanted to do or we wanted to lose. We criticize ourselves for lots of things. Stop criticizing yourself and be active, understand, be present, and listen to that in a dialogue. When you criticize yourself, stop. Just nip it in the bud. Cancel. Okay, so, and take notice of it. Take notice of when you're criticizing yourself and stop it straight away. Because if you don't stop it and if you buy into it, then it grows and grows and grows. And then how can you love and accept yourself when you're criticizing yourself? Number 9, I touched on this a bit yesterday. I think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday. Take care of your body. Because when you take care of your body, you feel good. You're energized. You have more energy. You look good. And that it's just about the moving. It's about the moving and loving yourself through movement and just doing what you need to do to make yourself feel good, which is just get out and walk around the block and see how you feel when you come back. Okay, so take care of your body. Eat the things that nourish you. Move, breathe, exercise. Nourish your body, whatever you need to do to take care of your body. Number 10, this is important as well. Remove toxic or negative relationships. I have a negative relationship in my midst, and it's very difficult to be in that relationship. And I find myself when I've been to that person's place or I'm around that person, there's all this negativity that is around me, and I really struggle with that. So therefore I remove myself from that person because it's really difficult to be around them. So who are you being around that's really difficult, that you're struggling with? How can you learn to love and accept yourself if you're in that energy? And so you've got to focus on, how do I remove myself from that? If you can't remove yourself from that negative relationship or those toxic relationships, then distance yourself from them. It's usually family, it's friendships. We wouldn't last very long if you're in toxic friendships, but if it's family, it's a bit harder to get out of. But be conscious of that. Be conscious of how you feel after you've left someone. If you're not feeling good about yourself after you've been in that space, then visit that space less often. Okay, this is all about learning to love and accept yourself. And number 11, ask for support. If you're struggling with things, if you're not coping with things, if you just need help with hanging out the washing, if you need help with watching the kids, if you need help with doing things in the house or whatever it is, ask for help and support. That's another way, because then you're not burdening yourself. This is all about lightening the load. This is all about lightening yourself. This is all about doing what you need to do to help you learn to love and accept yourself. Number 12 is grow your mind and your awareness. Grow your mind and your awareness of who you are, what makes you feel good, what makes you not feel good, so that you can distance yourself from that. Find out who you are and what you love and what makes your heart sing, because the clearer you are on who you are and what you need to surround yourself with, the more you open space to be able to love and accept yourself. And at the end of that day, all of this stuff is kind of external, but at the end of the day, it really just comes down to loving and accepting yourself for who you are, knowing the divine aspect of yourself. That's what makes me tick. That's what makes me feel fulfilled, is that knowing that I'm part of the whole. I'm not here alone struggling through this reality to try and get to wherever. I am in this reality, in this moment, and loving life, loving self, loving family, loving connections, loving sitting on the lounge, loving being outside under a tree. Find things to love in every moment of every day, and then that's the fastest way to learn to love and accept yourself. Because when you're centered within yourself, when you learn to love and accept yourself exactly as you are, flaws and all, then life on the external world will mirror that. Life on the external world will reflect more of that. And then you'll have less and less of those situations external that will bother you. And I'm at a point now where, I can be on the road and someone can cut me off, and it doesn't matter. I'm okay with that, because obviously that person was maybe in a hurry or something like that. But the more you love and accept yourself, the more you flow through life. The more you don't care about what other people think. The more you're at peace. You're at peace with who you are, and you love and accept yourself where you are right now, no matter what's happening in your life. So practice loving and accepting yourself, because that is the key to ultimate freedom. And it's your natural state anyway. It's your natural state. It's who you are. We've just forgotten it along the way. And that's what I love. It's really just about remembering who you are. So I'm about to go and do a live in my group, Journey to Manifesting official Facebook group. I'll put the link down below if you want to come and join us in there, because I go deeper in there, and I also do free trainings in there for learning to manifest the life of your dreams. So comment below, let me know where you're tuning in from. I like to see where people are from all around the world. It's amazing. It's so wonderful that social media and this technology that we have these days. I remember when I first started working in the public service back in the 80s, we just got a computer, and the computer was the size of probably my lounge room. It's incredible. Kelly's from Junee, New South Wales. I haven't been there, Kelly. I'm from Canberra. So remember to practice self-love and acceptance, because it's who you naturally are. It's who you truly are. And if you want to feel bliss and love in the world, then that starts with learning to love and accept yourself. So I will see you in the group. I'm going to jump in there now. Near Wagga. Okay, Junee is near Wagga. Thanks, Kelly. Thanks for popping on. I really appreciate it. Give me some love, guys, if this resonates with you. Write down, give me some... what rang true for you, or ways. Put down in the comments ways that you learn to love and accept yourself, that you might be able to help others as well, because the world really needs us to do this. The world really needs us to learn to love and accept ourselves. This is what's... Oh, Adam, you're in Marrickville. I know where Marrickville is. Yeah, once we learn to love and accept ourselves, the world, we need to wake up. We need to wake up in the world now, because the state of the world is the state of the individual. The state of the world is the state of the collective consciousness. And when we learn to love ourselves, love and accept ourselves, the world will change with it. You will then put a ripple effect. You will throw a pebble of love and acceptance into this pond that ripples. The effects of that ripple outward and touch the universe. That's how important you are. That's how amazing you are, and that's how important you are in the universe. I will see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.